No one makes you feel insecure. This is Mr. Cage, Director of CAMS, Certified Anger Management Specialist, Training and Development and Talent Acquisition for Maze of Life Resource Center, where we live what we teach and we teach what we live. This is the first new official video for 2023. So happy New Year. And here's to a new you and a new year. Now, this topic, y'all, is going to be a little bit sensitive to touch. It's going to be some ouchy moments. But if we embrace those moments and don't look at me, don't be upset with me, if we take an assessment of how we think and allow change to occur, our 2023 and the rest of our lives will look different. I repeat this statement. I'm going to add some statement from my notes, and I'm going to give you a concrete scenario that many of us have been in before, or we may be in those scenarios or situations now. The statement is, no one makes you feel insecure. The person that, quotation marks, makes us feel insecure is really being used as an instrument to bring the insecurity that is in you to the surface for you to see. So it's not really the person outside of you externally, it's the mentality inside of you that does not align with the reality of what that experience truly is. Example, many of us have been or are in present day romantic relationships. We got our boo thing. I got my lady, she got her guy. But remember that that person that you with once had a boo thing. And the relationship that the past boo thing had with that individual, and more importantly, if there was a family dynamic there, could bring conflict to the surface. It could cause things to come up in me that I didn't know that was there. So let's say, for example, I'm with somebody right now in the present tense, and that person was, of course, with somebody before me. And I'm going to touch on that in a second. But that person was with somebody before me. That person that she was with, there was a long-term relationship, and that person was attached to the family. And after the relationship ended between my current boo thing, and him, he stayed connected to the family for whatever reason. Maybe it was some type of divine connection. Maybe it was placed on that person's heart. Maybe it was just through the process of time. Now, some people may believe, and it's all based on your situation, so I'm giving it in general. Some people may believe that he should disconnect from that family. And some people may feel or believe that it's okay for him to stay connected. But I should not be concerned about him because I'm too busy and too preoccupied, concerned about, number one, me, my growth and development as a human and as a man. Secondly, the relationship. And thirdly, my boo. I'm concerned about my growth and development as a human and as a man. I'm concerned about the relationship because the relationship is between her and I. And I'm also concerned about her. So I'm not concerned about him. If I'm concerned about him and there is no legitimate evidence that can be seen that these two individuals are in communication with the hopes of rekindling that relationship, I need to address my mentality, because my insecurities is coming to the surface because I am in comparison. Take that in. I'm comparing me to him. But guess what, y'all? He was before me. He's after me, and he's behind me. Now, if there is any insecurities that's popping up, and my boy and I have had a conversation, we come into agreement on how that communication should go, if they do communicate, because sometimes there could be a baby involved. But let's say, just to make this as simplistic as possible, let's just say there's no child involved. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, they communicate every once in a while. They don't communicate on the phone, but they may communicate at family events. Every once in a while, they may run into each other. If that be the case, and I have that understanding logically, and then I have an emotional response, but I have a logical understanding that nothing is taking place between them two, that they only communicate at family events, and those are spare. In between time, the family events are consistent, then that person, he is being used as an instrument to bring the insecurity that was in me to the surface for me to see, not for me to go to her and say, I ban you for life from talking to that person ever again. I ban you for life ever to look at that person again. I ban you for life to even acknowledge who that person is. If that be the case, brothers, if that be the case, sisters, that is an insecurity that is within us. Because the fruit of insecurity is control. I repeat, the fruit of an insecurity is control, because I want to feel safe. And that safety is control, because I am legitimately scared to lose you. But in this scenario, the possibility of losing her to him is an illusion that's saturated in emotion and a lack of my emotional intelligence. This is Mr. Cage, Director of CAMS Training and Development and Talent Acquisition for Man's Alive. And this was and is No One Makes You Insecure. If those insecurities pop up, that person or people was used as an instrument to bring those insecurities to the surface for us to see, in hopes that we will recognize that there has to be a change of mind and perspective that we should experience to change the outlook on our life.